Just want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. I'm the brother Za'ab from the Atlanta camp, and with the brother Kashakwala and
The brother Rock.
brother Arak here with me, and we just getting together, continuously, exhorting the word of of the Yahweh Shem Yahushai, continuously pushing us out here, urging men to stay in the spirit of the Lord, and we just wanted to get into pretty much the benefits of healthy eating and also being physically active, and how it can help you in your spiritual walk as well. That's one thing that men can't allow to overtake y'all. Getting just comfortable in being in eating unhealthy, or adapting, or not adapting Salakia, but practicing kind of like unhealthy habits, like just sitting down all the time, not moving around, not working out, not getting enough sleep, which is another key thing when you're actually working out and studying, because that's when you're asleep, certain different chemicals and endorphins are actually set off in your mind and your body to help repair your body, heal, and also help with concentration and stuff of that sort. So I have an article here which it's dealing with the benefits of exercise. And first one, it says it reduces stress. Okay, and if you do work out, you'll understand. If you have a rough day, and or your woman might be fucking with you, or different demons are here dealing, fucking with your mind, and you go work out, you go run or punch the bag, or push some weights, that can get some of that stuff off of you. So it says, if you take a walk and you go to the gym, it says one of the most common mental benefits of exercise is stress relief. It says working up a sweat can help manage physical and mental stress. Exercise also increases concentration of it says norepinephrine, which we gotta look up the meaning of that word. If one of y'all could get it, it says which is a chemical that can moderate the brain's response to stress. You see, so we're not really sure what that is. We look it up, but like I said, when you do certain activities, certain things are released to your brain, because the Most High created our bodies to be perfect. The Lord, created us in His image, so we were supposed to have perfect bodies. We're not supposed to be having all these ailments. Like you see me, I have this brace on my arm because of arthritis and carpal tunnel. This brother got a brace on his knee from torn ACL. I believe this brother has an injury through playing football. Our bodies are really supposed to regenerate and fix these things through what? Through exercise and through diet. But we all know the fucking white man, the devil that he is, he fucked all that up, man. Our water is polluted. The air that we breathe is polluted. The food that we eat isn't real. There's no nutritional value. Mm-hmm. So he's constantly poisoning us.
If I can say, that's why we feed ourselves with the spiritual food that was set when Yahweh Shai gave us his comforter. That's what we eat now, and that's what sustains us right now. Because like Ezekiel, I think the 4th chapter says, we'll eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles, mm-hmm. and we'll drink our water by measure. Because of this devil, the white man, who was the biblical Edomites, according to the scriptures. That's the reason why we heavily lean on the spiritual food that we get. Kind of like when the children of Israel, when they're getting let out of Egypt, got that manna from heaven. That was literal, like spiritual food. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we're trying to eat right now, so we can stay healthy. But in the carnal sense, you gotta watch what you eat. You gotta be active. I know the scriptures also say, 1 Timothy 4 and 8, if I'm not mistaken, that bodily exercise profited little, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can get it.
Yeah, we get it.
because you still want to keep active, like the brother was saying, being active, taking walks, maybe running on a trail. It reduces stress. In turn, it helps mental capacity. You can say as well.
Kind of. Yeah, it's 1 Timothy 4:8 says, "For bodily exercise profited little."
It didn't say not at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just some people take that wrong and be like, well, in that day, just because I have all these muscles, it doesn't mean anything. Well, yeah, that's true. But at the same time, you're still in the flesh. You still want to work out. You still want to keep intact with your body. Bodily exercise does profit, but little. You know what I'm saying? And it continues to say.
Kind. It says, "For bodily exercise profited little, but godliness is profitable unto all things."
And when you look at that word godliness, if I'm not mistaken, it goes into the word like reverence and respect. And ultimately we have that reverence and respect towards Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And that's what's going to profit us and end all, be all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of. I'll finish it up. It says, "Having promise of life that now is and of that which is to come."
And that's that spiritual food that we're eating right now. That's what's going to get us that promise to life.
Kind, because this is what we have to do. This is what the Most High has charged us with, man, to do His work. Okay, if you love me, you will feed my sheep, and this is part exercising in the truth. Requires you to do what? To do the work. Get out there, do videos, link up with Akim, pray, fast. If you are slipping in certain areas, ask the Most High, to help build you up. When you do that through praying and fasting.
That's a true grind. You know how Jake's saying the wrong,
yeah.
I'm grinding.
Grinding.
That's a spiritual grind.
Kind. Reading. Scripture say, give until I come.
Yeah.
Give attendance to reading.
Exactly.
Studying. Mm-hmm. So these are things that spiritually you have to work out as well as physically.
Kind.
That doesn't mean that like the brother was going into. That doesn't mean, well, you know what, I'm just going to read the scriptures and go eat McDonald's. That's not wisdom. That's not wise.
That's not what a prudent man would do.
Kind. It's not expedient.
Exactly. Like, yes, go work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always hard when I'll talk to myself and be like, you can compare this human flesh or this vessel that we're in to a car. It needs its maintenance. It needs its fuel. Mm-hmm. It needs to be checked up on. It needs to run properly. And when you drive the car, that's a form of the car's exercise. Mm-hmm. Because if you let a car sit for months and months and months and months, the battery's not going to work. That fuel in there is not going to be sustainable. The oil in there will be corroded. Mm-hmm. And
your brakes are going to be seized up. All different mechanisms in the car is going to go bad. Pretty much is what the brother's getting to. So you got to continuously use the car. Yep. It's just like when you do. I don't know how many brothers out there have done yoga, but yoga requires a lot of strength, both mentally and physically. Because why? It requires you to use muscles that you may not have used before. Like me, the apostle, Tazawan Barzal, and Elder Manatazak went up to Stone Mountain, and going up, we were like, man, you're trekking up there, and the sun is hot, and it's like, damn, this is kind of hard, For me, it was a little bit easier than for some other men, but the point I'm getting to is that when it was time to come down the hill, is when we kind of felt it more than anything else, because now you're coming down and you're using a different muscle group, and our legs were shaking, because our muscles weren't built up enough. But if we go up the mountain 2 or 3 times, eventually our bodies will adjust and we'll get strong and we'll learn how to deal with it. But because we've never done that, you're all shaken up. Now the other point I wanted to make is, if you're reading the scriptures and you're praying and you're fasting and you're trying to live the right way, but then behind closed doors you're doing all types of wickedness, that doesn't line up. That's adverse. That's actually you're actually kicking yourself in the nuts, man. That's totally hypocritical as well, and it's not wise. It's the same thing with working out. You don't go work out hard for an hour and then go drink a Pepsi and eat some Burger King. it doesn't go. So you have to, you have to maintain a certain level of discipline. Okay, you had something?
Yeah, I got something real quick. This is Matthew 4:4. But he answered and said, as it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. And it goes back to what the brother was saying. Just because you eating right and doing all these things, don't mean you can go off behind closed doors and do some wicked shit. It got to be a perfect balance.
Come
All
on.
right.
Kind.
And I got a precept real quick on the
Yeah.
back off of that.
Go ahead.
Just a quick hitter. This is Proverbs 30:8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. And that's that not eating bread alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Which the brother brought out in Matthew 4. And it continues. It says, verse 9, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. You know? So he's in Proverbs is saying, feed me food convenient for me. If you're not getting that food that's convenient for you, you're going to end up going off and being a hypocrite like the brother Sa'ab was going into.
Yeah, kind of. So I'll go ahead with the article. So these are the things that physical exercise are good for. It's reduce stress, boost happy chemicals, improve self-confidence.
And do you have that definition of that?
Yeah, I got
Oh,
it.
that word?
Get that
Okay,
real
yeah,
quick.
get that
Because
real
it said boost happy chemicals, and,
Right.
and that word that we're looking up is a chemical. It's something in your adrenal medulla, if I'm not mistaken.
in your mind. Yeah,
that
your brain.
releases. But
Yeah.
you get there.
In pronunciation.
Norepinephrine.
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 There you go.
Yeah.
It's a chemical that supports blood pressure, and it can treat low blood pressure and heart failure.
Kind of. So you see, no, these are things that we just encountered that word. What did we do? We looked it up. Now we understand that chemical is released when you exercise, and it helps with blood pressure and other cardiovascular ailments.
See, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like awesome because your spirit controls everything, and your headquarters is in your brain.
Kind of.
You have that energy in your brain, which is your spirit. So your spirit is releasing these certain chemicals that you need in order to stay above water, you could say.
Kind of. And these are things that you don't learn in the world, man. Okay, they give you all types of pharmaceutical drugs, which we know that's not good for you. Okay, and if you're trusting in what the devil is giving you, man, hey, you deserve every fucking side effect that comes with it. Because when you look at those ads on TV, they got like one drug with like real talk, like 25, 30 different side effects.
Trying to help with one thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And you end up with some shit worse than what you was trying to treat.
Kind of. When all you had to do was eat right and exercise. Okay? Just like within the truth, if you have certain demons that's lingering around you that that you're dealing with, and there's many demons that brothers deal with when they come into this walk, man. For some men it's smoking. For some men it might be adultery. For some men it could be eating different abominable foods. It's different things, different demons that jumps on men that they had to deal with while they were in the world, that now they got to shave that off and become that new man.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's the same thing in the truth. How do you do that? You by praying, fasting, okay, repenting unto the Lord, and building your spirit up. Okay, it says you go out there and enjoy the great outdoors. Why? Because it says, for one, the vitamin D in the sun, that helps with it can lessen the likelihood of experiencing depressive symptoms. Okay, so why Esau goes to the spa and lay down under these artificial suntan to get a tan, but really the sun emits vitamin D, which they're stating here is good for depression.
But ultimately, Esau, he has to go and get that artificial sun because his skin doesn't have any melanin, so it can't take in the rays.
It gives him skin cancer.
It gives him skin cancer.
See, so even the world rejects this devil, man.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because he's adverse to everything.
Exactly.
That's why they made that character Superman. What does he do to get his power when he's weak? He flies up into the atmosphere and gets direct power from the sunlight.
Exactly. Okay. Also, exercising helps to prevent cognitive decline. Okay. Because I'm gonna read a little bit on this. It says it's unpleasant, but it's true. As we get older, our brains get a little bit hazy. As aging and degenerative diseases like Alzheimer's kill off brain cells, the noggin actually shrinks, losing many important brain functions in the process. While exercise and healthy diet can cure Alzheimer's, they can help shore up the brain against cognitive decline and begins after age 45. Now here they're saying it can't cure it, which we know is not true because you can't cure it. It can be cured. A proper diet and exercise can cure any disease. So what they're trying to say is that the Most High didn't create us perfect. That there's not something out there that we can take to counteract. You see, because Esau wants you to come to him. Okay? It says it can alleviate anxiety, boost brain power, sharpen memory, help control addiction, increase relaxation. You can get more done, tap into your creativity and inspire others. This is all by working out. You know, and most people that do have like I forgot the guy's name. He used to do all this Tebow stuff. That cool nigga with the bald head and then his son.
Oh yeah.
His name it's probably come back to me, but they motivate you through. You know, they do. Come on. That's how they get all these women. These women come out there and they do it and they motivate them because they see they use that exercise to inspire others. Because they see results. They see their muscles growing. You know, they see that, they're able to not get sick. Another example of that in the spirit is, the apostles and the elders. We look at the work that they do, how often, they go out on the highways and byways, and we see that through their example, it inspires us to push hard.
Come on.
Okay? So this is all the benefits of physical exercise. If your brother had anything, bring it out.
This is Sirach chapter 38:4. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Con. Go ahead.
Okay, because if you're wise or a prudent man, you're not gonna forsake the medicines that are of the earth, your herbs, your natural remedies, the plants, the correct meats to eat. You know what I'm saying? How you should be eating. Like they say, you should have 80% greens on your plate, 20% meat. Not overindulging in certain foods, and working out to not counteract, but to go along with it. That will cure things. That's why there's a man named Dr. Sebi, and he was curing people from cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure and all that. And Esau didn't like that because in turn he's losing millions and billions of dollars from people curing themselves by themselves instead of going to the doctor.
Because Esau's all about treating. He's not about curing anything. Okay? And the reason why he has all these treatments is because that demon, that devil, okay, he's the one that's creating these diseases, man. That's why, like we just said, we just went into the word, and now and I'll get it real quick. This is 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High." Because if you have something that's wrong with you, most of these people that with these diseases, man, they just trust in these doctors. They don't go study about what they have and what they may have been. They just take the doctor's word for it. Well, you know what? This is what did they tell you? It's hereditary.
Yeah.
So your dad had it and your mom had it, so you're gonna have it. No, man. You have to study these things and see, well, why did my father have it? Maybe because he was eating something, which most times our people be eating abominable foods. So when they eat that stuff, why did the Most High tell us not to eat certain foods? Because it's not good for us. Okay, and we can get diseases from it. There's no health benefit in it. You know, the Most High didn't just give us a dietary law just because, man.
Can I get a quick account?
Yeah, kind of.
Because the brother was making an immaculate point. You know what I'm saying? This is Deuteronomy chapter 34 and 7. And Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim. Salat was not dim, nor his natural force abated. His natural force meaning, like, you know,
He was still still had some force in him.
he was still moving.
Yeah.
And if you continue to read, like, if you read more about Moses, I think at the age of 80 he was participating in wars. You know what I'm saying? He was, but what helped him? But like what the brother said, keeping the dietary laws.
Mm-hmm.
Because wasn't the laws given to Moses for him to disperse out to the children of Israel? Don't you think he was keeping them to the best of his abilities as well? No wonder he lived for that long of an age, and when he passed, he still could move around.
Mm-hmm.
He was good. You know what I'm saying? It was just his time to go.
Kind of, and that's key, man. Because hey, man, every time Israel turned away from the laws of the Most High, what happened to us? Nothing good. So our people now are completely, engulfed into this system, and that's why Esau got drive-thrus everywhere, so that y'all stupid people could just get on your way to work, drive by Starbucks, pick up something through the window, drive by McDonald's, drive by. Everything has to be fast because he just wants to keep y'all working. Y'all. And then I think it was a few years back they started putting the nutritional facts on these things, but even with that, you don't know if that's true or not, man. But I was going into a study to show thyself approved, because you gotta study these things, man. You gotta understand how your body works, so you know how to counteract ailments. There's a lot of things you can take for the cold. Garlic being one of them. Ginger. You drink certain teas. Alkaline water. There's things that you can take on a constant basis that would counteract all this bullshit that's out here, man. You got something to rock?
No.
See, you will look. No?
I may have something. Let's see. Going to Psalm. If I'm not mistaken. Should be Psalm 51. Yep, this is Psalm 51:7. And this is a psalm of King David. This is Psalm 51:7. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Whiter, and that whole phrase right there, I shall be whiter than snow, is like purity. But it said, purge me with hyssop, or hyssop. And when you look that up, that's a plant. And when I read in Sirach, it says there's medicines created in the earth. Those who, pretty much a wise man won't abhor those medicines. King David didn't abhor that. He clearly said, purge me with hyssop. And that's a plant. He knew certain herbs to eat, certain remedies to cure himself from. That's why he asked the Most High to provide me with some of these plants so I can be, have a healthy vessel, So I can have you gotta have a healthy vessel in order to stay in this truth.
Yeah.
You can't just feed yourself with anything and you'll croak and fall over and die because you weren't keeping up with yourself. The scriptures tell you to keep up with yourself. The scriptures tell you to keep yourself clean, eat right, stay active. The scriptures is life,
Yep. Yeah, man, the scriptures is the living waters. You can't pollute it with, all the bullshit some men are coming out with right now about, it's not to go off topic, but, just being adverse to what we're being taught from our apostles and our elders, like some nigga come out talking about, Esau is not the Edomites, or that's polluting the waters, or saying something like we're not going to have sex in the kingdom. that's polluting the water. You know, this is living water. This is stuff that we have to consume so that spiritually we can be of good health.
Come on.
Okay?
I got another precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Sirach 30 and 15. Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth.
Thanks. Yeah, go ahead, man.
I'm gonna read a little bit more. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. You know, hey, and I'm gonna read one more verse because this pertains to being in this goddamn society. It says, death is better than a bitter life or continual sickness. Being in Esau's kingdom, it's better to just, go ahead and be in the spiritual world in paradise, but we're here to do a job. We had, like Paul said, he has to be here. He said, he pretty much said he would rather be in paradise than to be here, but I'm here for y'all. He was a great example for us. Esau's kingdom is just death. You're breathing in chemicals, you're eating chemicals, you're drinking chemicals, you're sleeping on chemicals, you're sitting on chemicals. It's better just to be dead. It's a bitter life. We're all sick. We all have some type of sickness in us. We all have some type of sickness. How? Because when you're born, he already injects you with certain things. But going back, it says, health and good estate of a body are above gold. Above all gold. Having a healthy body is better than just anything on this, It says, in a strong body above infinite wealth. And that on top of that, we're gonna get infinite wealth, and we're gonna get a strong body. Yeah. Lord willing, we're part of that number. We're gonna have both. If we stay healthy in this thing.
And to do that, like I said earlier, you gotta pray, fast. These are things that are required for you to stay healthy in this walk, man.
Yeah, come.
Else you're gonna get sick, and that sickness that overcomes you is, the glitter and glamour of this wicked world. All of a sudden you're not praying, or you're not being around the brethren, the brotherhood as much as you should. That's means you hanging around with niggas that are, influence you to do different things. And because you're not healthy enough, you get sick. So now you got a smoke demon on you. Now you smoking. Now you're looking at money, and this is all in your mind. You're chasing money. Or you might be looking at some man's woman thinking like, hey man, shit, it ain't that bad,
Yeah.
So you gotta keep taking this spiritual nourishment, which is these scriptures. Okay, I had one here. This is the third epistle of John, and I start with from 1. It says, the elder unto the well-beloved Gaius, whom I loved in the truth. It says, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. So it's now with the health here, man, you gotta. This is once again being in health both ways, in physically and also spiritually. It says even as thy soul prospereth, because how do our soul prosper? By doing the things that the Most High requires of us, man. If you love me, keep my commandments. Keeping the commandments to the best of our ability. Okay? Loving thy neighbor as you love thyself. Of course, first and greatest commandment, to love the Most High. And then stay in order, man.
God.
And endure it.
I got a precept for you off of that. If you want to finish.
No, go ahead.
Because the brother said, ultimately that's listening to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And this is Proverbs 4 and 10. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of thy life shall be many.
Exactly. Because when you put your mind to live in the spirit of the Most High, you don't have any option but to live for a long time, man. The Lord's going to preserve, He's going to protect you, because He's going to see that you're sincerely trying to live for Him. But if you're out here being a nigga, he's not gonna. He's gonna. What is he gonna do? He's gonna turn his back and leave you susceptible to all these demons and all manner of sickness and disease.
Kind of.
And most of our people, I would say 95%, maybe 99% of these niggas out here in America have some sort of ailment, man. They're on some sort of drug. And even if they're not on some sort of drug, they are on some sort of drug. You know, be it pharmaceutical or be it the food that they eat. Because some niggas can't stop eating the bullshit, man. And food is a drug. They're addicted, you know, to pork. Addicted to a Big Mac, you know, addicted to these things that have been proven to have no good effect on your body, man. So what does that say? You're sick, both physically and spiritually. You're sick. Okay. And I'll read on verse 3. It says, "For I rejoiced greatly when the brethren came and testified of the truth that is in thee, even as thou walkest in the truth." Now the truth that's in us, man, the scriptures, you know, Most High say he's going to put this word in our inward parts.
Okay.
So we're going to have that truth. You know, right now we're still learning, you know, we're still babes trying to figure out certain things, bumping our foot, crawling around, you know. Some men, you know, more built up than others, but for the most part, you know, even the top men, man, they still don't know a speck of what the Most High knows, man. The Most High is infinite. So when he starts feeding us with this, with the inward truth, okay, then it says, you know, and it said, brethren came and testified of the truth, and that is in thee, even as thou walkest in the truth. And we walking in the truth like what we're doing right now. You know, hey, bro, man, can you get up, let's do this video? That's going to help strengthen me. You know, today is the Sabbath, so we can't go work out physically, but we can do a spiritual workout. You know, and we can walk in this truth. We can do these things to help build our spirituality up, man. So this is what we have to do on a constant basis. You had something, or
Yeah, just to build off your point, you know, about, you know, feeding your body and your mind with the right things, you know, and, you know, searching for, you know, being in a righteous mind as far as the scriptures. This is Matthew 5:6. "Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled." So, you know, the Most High is going to give us that increase, as long as we, you know, search and hunger for the righteous things. And, you know, that was all I had on that point.
Okay.
For them who diligently seek him, you know, that's having that hunger, like the brother brought out, man. And that's how you're going to get fed, and that's how Yahweh Shai is going to sustain you, keep you healthy, you know, in the spirit as well as your fleshly vessel that your spirit is operating. You know.
Yeah.
I guess I'll pull out something. Do you have something?
I had somebody.
Yeah, pull it out.
Go ahead. I'm gonna grab it real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon, 16 and 12. Hold up. Yes, chapter 12. This is Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 12. It says, "For it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things." So the word, at the end of the day, this word that we have is what's really going to heal everything. Because I was listening to the DC camp earlier, and you know, the brother Kasap was going into the fact that everything that you're going into, be it, you know, spiritual or health or problems in the world or anything, the answer's in the scriptures. This is what's going to heal us ultimately. This is what's going to protect us. You know, so I'll read again. It says, "For neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things. For thou hast power of life and death. Thou leadest to the gates of hell and bring it up again." Okay? Because the Most High, He's in control of everything, man. So if you're doing the right things and you're praying and you're trying to keep the laws to the best of your ability, okay, you're not sinning willfully, and you're being sincere, the Lord's gonna see that. And if you do have an ailment, it's nothing for the Lord to heal you, man. Yahweh Shai did numerous miracles while He was on the earth, man. He made the blind see. Okay, He took demons off of people. He did a lot of wondrous works. So what's going to actually, but what, and to touch on that, what ultimately healed those people? Yes, it was Yahweh Shai, but it was their faith. Their faith that He can actually do these things. And if we don't, that's another thing, that's another big part of your spirituality that has to be built up is your faith. And how do you build your faith up? By doing works. How do you build your muscles up? By putting in work. It's the same thing with your faith. You do this work. You read, you study, you do videos, you commune with brethren. Okay? These are things that you have to do all the time. And anybody that works hard in the gym will tell you if you can work out hard for 2-3 months. Stop working out for the next month and see how you feel. You're gonna lose some of that. It has to be something consistent. That's why in this walk there's no downtime, man. Really, because on your downtime, your leisure time, which is the time you're supposed to be, that's your study time. Or even looking at a video. And really, we're at a time now where these are things that shouldn't have to be said. Your spirit should urge you to want to do these things, man. Because that's how you learn. And that's how you get built up. You had something?
No.
You got nothing? Okay, so pretty much, we're in a time right now, where, our salvation is nearer than ever before, man. So these are things, we just wanted to go. I'll just get one more article that, this is actually some good information, because Esau is a real demon, man. Okay, because the water that we drink should have certain minerals in them to help with disease and stuff like that. But it's like all water. There's this specific water, okay, and it has different metals in it, okay, certain, of course, at different concentrations, but it has like gold, which I'll read it. It says gold carries a positive charge and represents the heart line on the palms of our hands. The metal is associated with strengthening the soul as well as the heart organ, resulting in courage, resolve, energy, and positive thinking, leading to positive events. Okay, and our bodies have a magnetic pulse that runs through it. Okay, so silver carries negative charge and represents the lifeline on the palms of our hands. It says the metal is associated with strengthening the inner body by uprooting deep-rooted emotions, which is a virus, and other impurities. Silver is vital because the soul cannot exist without the body. So, they speaking here, pretty much like what we've been going into. It takes two hands to clap. So your body and your soul, they have to work hand in hand because your soul, resides in your body. That's why you got to make your body, clean. That's why we don't eat certain things. That's why there's a dietary law.
1 Corinthians 3:16.
Go get it. Yeah. Okay. But all these things here, like the water should have gold, silver, copper, magnesium, platinum, zinc. All these things are in this particular supplement with different particle size, ppm, different parts per million. So Esau takes all the minerals from the earth, man. All the gold, he mines all the gold, all the silver, all the copper, everything. So now those streams, the water it lacks a lot of minerals.
It's not alkaline in itself.
And it's not alkaline in itself. Esau fucked the whole ecosystem up, man. He fucked the whole world up. Go ahead. Okay.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. So pretty much saying, you this body that you have is a temple, and your spirit dwells inside of that temple. If you destroy that temple, you're liable to get destroyed with it. You know what I'm saying? And also you can implement that into Esau as well, but that's another topic because he's destroying the Israelites, and the Israelites are their own individual temple. Because what is it? Jerusalem is a people before it's a place.
Yep.
So if you're destroying that temple, you're destroying something that Yahweh Shai bought with a price.
With his blood.
With his blood. You think he's going to be pissed about that? Yes. So if you in turn are doing it to yourself, smoking, eating abominable food, you're destroying your temple. You're destroying your temple. And the brother was saying like silver was in that water and stuff, and gold. If I can get an account, it's super quick. Because King Solomon, I'm just not thinking about it. King Solomon was he liked that gold and stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is something real quick. This is 1 King chapter 10, and I'll jump straight down to verse 21. And all King Solomon's drinking vessels were of gold. So he drunk with gold, he ate with gold. Those are pure minerals. So even when he stuck his fork in, say chicken or something, and ate it and put it in his mouth, he's still getting minerals from his utensils that he's using.
Yeah, that's why Esau used to have silverware. This is not things, and they know all these things, man. Your niggas are the ones that just think, just go get some plastic forks, some paper plates.
Styrofoam.
Styrofoam using a microwave.
It's poison.
But, hey, man, study to show thyself approved. Y'all niggas don't sit down and even when you do study, you don't implement it. Like some men, they read the scriptures, but they don't apply. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, back in 1 Kings 10 and 21, and to finish, I got another quick one. It's a lot. In all King Solomon's drinking vessels were gold, and all the vessels of the house, of the forest of Lebanon were of pure gold. None were of silver, just because he had so much riches. He didn't really have. He had gold and rubies. Almost like he looked down on silver. It was nothing accounted of in the days of Solomon, because when you read 1 Kings 10, it started like verse 14 on down to like 25 and stuff. It talks about how they went over to the other world, or the Americas, got peacocks and gold and brought it back into King Solomon's castle or whatnot you want to say. That's why he had so many rubies, so many exotic animals. He had lions sitting at the gate of the doors. His servants were decked out, but it goes to show you this man was drinking out of pure gold vessels. And if he's drinking out of them, he was probably eating. His plates were pure gold. He had minerals in his utensils.
Yeah, which is things that, like I said, man, the Most High created this place perfect, man, for everything to help heal itself. Okay, so I'll get one more scripture here. This is Sirach 17 and 26, Salakia. It says, "Turn again to the Most High, and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness and into the light of health." And what's that light of health? The right path. It's just like, bro, you've been fucking around your whole life, doing all types of wickedness in the eyes of the Lord. Now you hear that you walk past a camp, and you hear these men pushing the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You better get right and go and get healthy. Because you got a whole bunch of wicked demons on you that you got to now be healed of, man. that got to get out of you. Okay? And it's the same thing physically. You've been eating bad your whole life. You know, your sleeping habits all fucked up. You're clubbing, all this alcohol. Now you go to your trainer, he's going to be like, you got to cut this out. You got to cut that out. You can't eat this. You can't drink that. You got to get this amount of sleep. You got to be back here at this time if you want to see results. So it's hand in hand. Okay? It says, I'll read it again. It says, turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity. For he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health, and hate thou abomination vehemently. Meaning you're going to hate everything else. Pretty much with a pure hatred. You're going to really, because most people that stop eating all these bullshit, man, and start working out, and who have really been sincere and put the time in, they don't go back to eat all that bullshit, man. And they hate the fact, and they hate who they were. They look at themselves, old pictures, they're like, God damn, man, I was a fat piece of shit. I used to sit on the couch and just eat potato chips, drink sodas, you know? And they get that feeling, and now, like the article said, now they can now inspire other people through what they've done. Now they can be like, damn, bro, I stopped doing this and I started doing that, and I see the results, bro. You should really try to. And now, if you knew that person and you knew them to be 225 pounds, you see them, they're 165, looking good, you're going to take that advice because you're going to be like, damn. And it's the same thing in the truth, man. The apostles and elders, they do the work. They do the work diligently, and that helps inspires all of us, man. I can speak for myself. It helps inspire us to get up and do things, because sometimes we don't feel like doing things, man. But then you have a perfect example in your elders and apostles. So if your brothers don't have anything else, you know, I just want to say I hope you brothers were edified, man. Give all praises again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, double honors to apostle and elders of GMS, which is known as Great Millstone in this time. And much love to all you Akim across the forward pushing this truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.